Alright guys, we are losing the DC license. What are people asking for? More Batman figures, legs accessories, more female figures. Alright, so we're gonna start off with some figures that my friend has already released, but I think need a rework. First off, in number 10 here we have is Fire. I'm pretty sure most of the people were not expecting to get a Fire figure like this. I mean, I like the translucent, I like what they did with this figure, but I just think the head sculpt is not that great. I mean, even the artwork in the back looks 10 times better than what they gave us. This was around the time where female figures were usually more in the DC Multiverse line instead of the collector's edition. So I think Mcfarlane can release this figure again in a collector's edition and probably make it also animated like they're doing right now with some figures. Deathstroke has an animated figure. That's the Platinum edition. Beast Boy, not so much, but they just recolored his suit to look more like that Teen Titans cartoon version. Or they can make the Fire version translucent a Platinum edition and just give us the normal one, like without her powers. And talking about Fire, we cannot talk Fire without Ice. There's also a female character called Ice that are usually partners up with Fire. So I think those two could probably also be released in a 2-pack. They could re-release that Fire figure or give us different head sculpt, or again like the Power version where she has a fire on or off, whichever those two. I think would be pretty cool if we got a 2-pack of Ice, or if, I'm pretty sure my friend would just give us an Ice figure single release in the collector edition. In number 8 here we have is Batwoman. We got a Batwoman release on a 3-pack, which was a re-release of Clayface and Batman Rebirth. And I hate to say this, but I think the Mattel version looks much better than what my friend gave us. I don't know, I just not a really big fan of how puffy her hair is. And I think they could have done a much better job. If they were to re-release her, I think this time around they should probably give her a cloth cape or wire cape. Give her an unmasked head, and also probably give her a better head sculpt, because I'm not a really big fan of the head sculpt they gave her on this 3-pack. In number 7 here we have is Raven. We got a Raven from a Build-A-Figure wave. I believe it was a Build-A-Figure wave for Beast Boy, like a monster version of him. And that was the only time we got a Raven. And that Raven is cool. I like it. But I think I prefer the more classic Raven where she shows more skin. And again, Polymaker, the Platinum Edition, where she's the cartoon version. We got the Beast Boy. We got the Deathstroke. Might as well also give us a cartoon version of Raven. But overall, I do want to get a Raven that is more classic looking than the one they gave us. In number 7 here we have is Catwoman. Number 4 has given us Catwoman figures, but I don't think there's a definitive Catwoman where I can say, oh, this Catwoman can go with whatever figures of Batman that I have here. Mostly all of them are from a specific comic book, and I just want a classic Catwoman. Ever since I played the Batman Telltales, now I want to get a classic Catwoman, the one where she has the red goggles. I think the closest one we have gotten to that is from Batman Arkham City, which they did an amazing job with that Catwoman. I think that's the best Catwoman my friend has ever given us. But again, it's from a video game. I think you could probably put her in the comic book section, but I think she will stand out the most. So yeah, I would rather have a comic book version of Catwoman that is classic, where she has her red goggles, her suit is all black. So yeah, I just want a classic Catwoman that I could be happy with before my friend loses a license. In number 5 here we have is classic Harley Quinn. I think it's time for my friend to actually give us another classic Harley Quinn. The first one they gave us was not that bad, but most of the people think that is the cartoon version instead of a comic book version of Harley Quinn. Right now, my friend has been in a role trying to give us good details on figures. Back then, it was just the beginning, so we let my friend pass. But I think this time around, they could do a much better job giving us a Harley Quinn figure. Here we have in number 4 is Mera. And I'm talking about the comic book version, don't worry. I just want a whatever version of Mera, but I think I like the new 52 version of Mera. I like her look in there. So yeah, I just want a Mera for my Aquaman figures. I think we only have like 2 Aquaman figures or 3. So yeah, I just want a Mera figure to go with my Aquaman, and who knows, my funny might even troll us and give us this version of Mera where she has the Aquaman colors. That'd be pretty funny, but yeah, like I said, I want the new 52 version of Mera. But overall, I think I prefer any version of Mera from Mcfarlane. In number three, here we have is Stargirl, and I would like to have Stargirl just to complete my JSA. In most comic book covers, I always see her in the JSA, so I would really like to have a Stargirl. Don't really know much about Stargirl, only that I have seen her in the show. I believe it was a CW show. And I also remember she came out in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. In number two, here we have is Big Barda. Obviously, we already had Mr. Miracle. We also need Big Barda with this figure. Now, I think she might be coming out just because of the This Is Terrific, so come on, Mcfarlane, don't do it. Don't give us Mr. Miracle and not give us Big Barda, especially since there's a cartoon coming out, so Mcfarlane can promote their figures with our cartoon when it comes out. So yeah, now it's a must for us to have a Big Barda now that we're getting a Mr. Miracle figure. And in number one, here we have is Jessica Cruz Green Lantern. I know people want more Green Lanterns that are not human, and I also do, but I don't think my friend will have the chance to do every single Green Lantern from the Green Lantern Corps. If my friend was to give us the last Green Lantern figure, I think Jessica Cruz would be a good option. Because like I said, most of the Green Lanterns we have are humans, and I think the only last human we're missing from this is Jessica Cruz. And there you go, that's my top 10 female figures that I think my friend should give us. And just to end off the video here, we are getting a Black Canary and we are getting a Poison Ivy. That's the only reason I did not mention them in the list, because I know they're coming, and if you follow my videos, then you know that they're also coming, and hopefully they're not gonna be an elite edition.